Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about something very important and interesting and also sensitive, and it's on how I found out the scar on my face wasn't actually an accident or a gene mutation. So but before we jump right into the video, please, if you haven't liked any of my videos, please like, subscribe, comment, and also share the videos with your friends. So guys, before we jump right into the main topic of today, let's digress a little bit. Let's talk about parenting. We all know how parenting is a very taxing job. It can be very difficult to be a parent because you always, at the tender age is even worse, because you always have to pay good attention to your toddlers and your infants at home to make sure you're giving them proper care and attention. I know most of us, maybe we might not be parents or anything, but we've had opportunities to babysit our nieces, our nephews, and what's not. So we all know how taxing parenting can be. But aside that, I feel like some parents need to add just that extra care to their child's needs. It has more to do with just paying school fee and giving some pocket money. You have to pay extra care and attention. And I'm going to just go about with these few tips that I've experienced. It could based on personal experiences and some experiences from other people. So the number one point I'm going to start with is, do not ever put your toddler in the front seat of a vehicle. And I know some people will be like, oh, why is she saying don't ever put a toddler in the front seat of a vehicle? Accidents also happen at the back seat, blah blah blah. But yes, do not ever put your toddler in the front seat of a vehicle. They should always stay at the back and they should be strapped properly. I know there are some experiences, some children at the back also have accidents and they don't make it. And I can also tell you there's some situations where children at the back being strapped, they come out without any injury and or scar. So I'm going to tell you the reason why I said don't ever put your child at the front seat of the vehicle. I have this friend that was telling me a story one certain time about a couple that were going on a journey, and the wife was in front of the seat of the car seat with her little baby and all of that. So they had an accident and the toddler flew out of her hand. It was actually a minor accident, but no accident is minor, forgive me, but yeah, it was an accident, and the toddler flew out of her hands through the window and into a gutter. And mind you, this was a little child, organs so tender and trying to form and all of that. So to cut the long story short, the parents had minor bruises, but that child remains deformed for the rest of his or her life. And when I mean deformed, the child can't talk, he can't walk, he can't do anything for himself. He's just more like a vegetable. Yeah, so don't put your toddler in the front seat of the vehicle. And the second point I'm going to be taking is always listen to what your children have to say. And this is a very funny one, because I've been able to encounter some situations where parents will be like, stop that, close your mouth, why are you saying that, you don't have respect, this and that. They don't want to give their child that listening ear to know what they actually have to say. So yeah, this is a friend of mine that I happened to meet based on an occasion like that, and we're having an argument, and she was like, well, she has a personal experience about this particular topic, that when she was quite young, she was raped actually, but she had to tell her parents and all of that, and nobody listens to her just because it was the pastor. They were like, close your mouth, what are you saying, how can you speak so ill of our pastor? They didn't want to pay any attention to her. Till this very date that I'm talking to you, nobody actually believed that she was actually raped by that pastor. So yeah, anything your child says to you, pay that child the optimum attention. look into what the child is saying. What's there to lose? If you see that the child is actually lying, at least you know you tried, you did something, than just sitting back and not even folding your arms and not doing anything about it. So yeah, that's the number 2 point. Number 3, be mindful of the kind of people you keep to take care of your children. We all know some parents work, some parents are not always available to stay with their children 24/7. But yes, you can keep good hands to watch over your kids while you go around your daily activities. But while doing that, make sure, be mindful of the kind of people you keep your child with. I know that we'll say you can never know, God knows all things and blah blah blah, God is the one that will protect the children. We all know that, but do everything humanly possible just so that you know that you covered every loopholes. And mind you, our intuitions are always right. If your heart actually tells you don't go with this person, like, just put in that extra. Don't just do things and be like, oh, this is my new help, she's going to be taking care of the children. No, calm down, take your time, because these children, they are solely depending on you at this point, because they cannot actually take care of themselves. So make sure you know who you're keeping your child with, or your children with. Be mindful. We know that we are all humans with different intentions, and mind you, majority of humans' intentions are bad intentions. Or maybe not bad, but yeah, be mindful. So number 4 is pay close attention to your child to avoid domestic accidents at home. And this is a very funny one, because in recent times, majority of the kids that maybe have deformities or must have even died in the processes, all this happened to them while they were even at home. So yeah, don't think because, oh, my child is at home, she's safe. It's a lie. It's not true. Okay, I've been privileged to talk to a parent that I saw with her child. They came to the hospital actually for some tests, and I saw that the child's right fingers were all chopped off. So I was like asking her, I said, Ma, what happens to your baby's hand? And she told me he put his hand in a moving engine in the house, and before she could run to his aid, his hands were already chopped off. And I'm like, okay, in my mind and in my head, because you don't just say things, these are very sensitive things, you don't just say it to parents like that and all of that. So I was like, why was there a moving engine around where a toddler is, and why wasn't this toddler being watched, knowing that as a child you're very inquisitive, you want to, like, anything you see that you fancy, you want to touch, you want to child. Nobody was looking, nobody was watching this child, and he put his hand in this moving engine and his fingers got chopped off. So that's it. That's all I have to say about that. Pay close attention to your children to avoid domestic accidents. Let me drink water because it's getting hot. You know how the saying goes that charity begins at home. In this context, charity here means do not neglect your children. Charity means, in this context, I'm using charity as not neglecting, because if what you know that however your child is treated at home, or however he experiences stuff at home, is how he reflects in the society. I don't know if any of that makes sense to you, but yeah, that's it. So we have to be very careful. We have to put these little things into play just so that everybody will be safe. Let's address the big elephant in the room, which is the main topic why I actually decided to actually do this video in the first place. So all my life I was thinking that the accident on my face was fire accident, and based on what my parents told me, that I actually had an accident when I was younger and it was fire. And it surprises me most times when I tell people about because definitely people will ask you, and I'll be like, oh, it's a fire accident. I explain to them and all of that. They'll be like, fire accident, it can be. So me, I'll be like, see this one, no, I'm telling you what happens to me, and you're saying it can be. Why? So they'll be like, fire accident, it didn't affect your eyes, it didn't. So I just didn't pay much attention to it because I never actually made any of this affect me anyway. And mind you, this video is not for any form of pity or sympathy, but if you feel so sympathetic about it, you can actually send me 500k to my account. I feel that would make me happier. But yes, so I was like, why do people always say you don't take this fire and all? But I never paid attention to it. So along the line, growing and being educated and all of that, I got to be in contact with someone that actually cared about this stuff. Because me, I was like, I beg, all those kind of things. So the person was talking to the doctor friend, and he saw my picture and he was like, what happened? He explained fire, this guy. The doctor was like, no, this cannot be fire and all of that. So he got surprised and all. So the doctor now told him that it's a birth defect or a gene mutation called craniosynostosis. I don't even want to know the name, but yeah, that's what it's called, craniosynostosis. In my own case, it's actually very funny. For mine, it didn't happen to me at birth, but as I started growing and all of that, it began to like show and all. Mine in particular is the metopic synostosis. Yeah. So yeah, that aside, I don't want to go so deep further into it, but the main point of me making this video is because I actually want you guys as parents or as potential parents to pay attention to your children. Like always be there for them, because these children are solely depending on you at this point. They can't help themselves, they need your help. I even forgot to tell you guys a story. Did you guys hear of that story that there was a swimming pool in the person's sitting room, and you have a toddler? Your nanny is not watching this, your toddler 247, but you have a pool in your sitting room and this toddler goes around that sitting room, and you didn't put major precautions, knowing fully well you have a toddler in the house, and this child went into the pool normally and knowing well that he cannot help himself, he drowned and died. You see, so these are the little things I feel like we should just put in. I know God protects, but we should do our own best, so that when God sees that we've put in our best to actually take care of these children, he now comes in to continue from where we stopped. So yes guys, and don't get me wrong, no, mistakes are inevitable, but we should just try our best to do everything humanly possible to minimize these mistakes. I feel so relieved after sharing this video with you guys. But yeah, please, if you haven't liked any of my videos, please like, subscribe, comment, share the video with your friends. Let me know what you guys think about this video. And yeah, I love you guys. Bye.